There you go.
This year's theme was Make Your Mark. I'd like to discuss a group of students that made their mark on me. When I first agreed to help out with Unified Sports with Mrs. Radenbaugh and her students, I wasn't quite sure what it would be like or how I could help. I just knew I wanted to help. I did not know how that decision would change my life. For those who don't know, Unified Sports is a division of Special Olympics. The thing about Unified Sports is that it's not just athletes with special needs playing, it's also students without special needs playing. Every student plays and competes together. This was the Career Center's first year competing, so no one, including Mrs. Radenbaugh and Mrs. Shaw, knew what to expect. Before we could compete, just like any sports team, we had to practice. Our first sport was flag football. I took the lead in coaching since I've played football since I was little. This was my first true experience trying to coach a team of students with special needs and add in my clueless friends. I had my work cut out for me. Probably just Kylie. But it sparked something in me. So much so that before each competition day, I was excited to play or coach, not excited to just miss school. But during practice, it was not just learning the game and the skills, but it was about building chemistry and learning about each other. All of it ended with MCCC being crowned Unified Flag Football State Champions. After flag football came several soccer days and then basketball. Through all these sports, I was able to see what kind of the people the CCU students were. My friend Caroline and I chose to spend all of our study halls in their classroom just so we could hang out with them. A wise man once said that everyone has a genius inside of them. I see that every day in the CCE classroom. They are the most genuine, kind-hearted students I've ever met. They are always themselves and never fail to brighten people's day. They learned that from their teachers. Mrs. Radenbaugh is the reason for all of this. Without her, there would be no Unified MCCC, and there would be no way I have planned on majoring in special education in college. She is a heart of gold that she pours into this school every day. Not just her students, but any student that needs help or wants to join in on the Unified Fun. Mrs. Shaw is the glue that holds this all together. That holds the Unified team together. She is a rock, but also a big softie. She deeply cares for each and every one of her students like they were her own kids. No two teachers have had a bigger impact on my life than them. They showed me how a caring teacher can create a caring classroom. I learned to always give 100% effort in everything I do and not to be too serious all the time, thanks to Zachy P and Zach Smith. The Zacks have a serious future in Special Olympics if they want. They are two of the most determined and athletic young men I know. Andrew's a quiet kid who's always ready to play any sport. Right, Zach. He rarely ever smiled, but when he did, you couldn't help but smile too. I learned that just a smile can brighten someone's day. David can and will talk to anyone about anything. He is very polite and loves handshakes. I learned what a perfect dap-up was thanks to David. Bree played on all of our Unified teams and never let how it was going affect her mood. Bree taught me that sometimes you just have to have a laugh about whatever to keep your spirits high. Eric will always greet you with a fist bump and made sure I always end the fist bump with an explosion noise. Sammy has an infectious smile and a great sense of humor. Sammy taught me how to always pose for a picture and give a big smile. Mirabella showed me it's okay to be a fierce competitor and who wants to win. I think the only person who wanted to win at flag football more than me was her. When I would visit during my study halls, Isaac was always the class clown and always greeting me with the firmest handshake possible. He taught me it is never too early to clown around. We're still going back to Russia though.
Bad influence.
Troy is not big on talking. In fact, he is the quietest person I know, but also the sweetest. He showed me that real kindness was, and it doesn't have to come from just words. Garrett would always stop by my lab at the end of the day to say hi to Mr. Watson. He showed me how a simple hello can be and completely change someone's mood. Now, Ben. I will forever miss seeing Ben in the halls wishing anyone and everyone a good morning. Ben, thank you for always saying good morning and have a good day. For always knowing when Caroline and I would have to leave and always wishing us a goodbye. Ben, you show me what true compassion is, and no matter the person, it's always good to have a big heart. In closing, to leave a mark is to be remembered for the good you did and positive impact you had on the place. I cannot think of a more deserving group of students than for how they had a positive impact on my life, my friends' lives, and every student that ever talked to them in halls. I'll always remember the good they did for me, for Unified Sports, and for MCCC. Play Unified, thank you.